let's continue. Alright, fearsome after Bradley followed an intruder to the secret meeting place of the cult, set in a network of underground caves right under the Hawkins Manor. They witnessed a strange ceremony led by Charles Hawkins, very much alive. Bradley tried to arrest him, but Hawkins, whose body displayed various mutations, disemboweled the police officer as he tried to escape from him. Pierce found himself a prisoner of Rockfall, rushed to Riverside Institute. He is in a critical state. Alright. Which is good, because I completely forgot what happened last time. Ah yes, this view again. Because I haven't seen this view before. About 1,000 times.
Prepare another shot for injection. No!
He's having a seizure.
He will survive. A strong subject.
There, he's opening his eyes.
You saved him, Fuller. I can't get up.
Don't move, Pierce. You can certainly say that you gave us a scare.
I'll say.
What did you do to me? Undo these straps!
Whoa, go easy, my friend.
You were dead. He killed you.
Are you sure he's better?
He was dead. Me too, we were dead! What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my friend.
What? No! What happened to me? Where am I?
Oh, you know.
Mr. Sanders, you have to come with us.
No, please.
Why the?
I can't leave here.
Am I Mr.
You
Sanders?
got no
Who the hell
choice,
am I?
Sanders, and neither do we.
You don't understand. If I go out, he'll see me. No! No!
You're leaving this cell.
Well, that can't be good.
I don't want him to find me.
This foul gas again.
Huh. Do it. Let's go back to sleep. That was pointless. Now I'm here.
They tracked and hunted me, pursued me right into their dreams.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
They scribbled all over their maps in the wake of my lonely wanderings. No sea is dark enough to hide the color of my blood.
Whatever that is.
No wind strong enough to scatter my dreams. When the last of them rises up, you will choose.
Choose the form of the Destructor.
I will not be here to bear witness to it.
Why not?
Because you will have released me.
No. Well,
But the earth will resound to your cries.
well, that doesn't sound fun for anybody involved. Trying.
You there. Wake up. Come
What?
on, stand
I'm
up.
asleep.
We don't have much time.
What do you mean?
Can you stand up?
Who are you?
I'm standing.
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me that you had been interned here.
Wait. Bradley is really alive? I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't distinguish dream from reality.
All right.
Please believe that I have nothing to do with these disgraceful treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible.
All
and
right.
as unobtrusively as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? What do they do to the patients to make them so terrified?
I would really like to know. I only see them when they are brought up for medical treatment, for problems they didn't have before going downstairs. But this is neither the time nor the place to talk about that. We must not stay here.
Good.
There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. It's the only way to the floor above. I shall try to distract them, and get at least one to come with me. All you need to do is to follow me as soon as the way is free.
Understood.
All right.
What does this mean?
Let's find out, I guess.
Sarah. What did he write about the painting? Am I in an asylum?
You think?
Why the strange symbol repeated over and over? What did they inject him with? Sarah Hawkins is on this list of authorized visitors.
Right. That was weird, and I kind of feel somewhat pointless.
If I don't get out of here, I'll end up like him.
Probably.
Poor wretch.
Dr. Colden, I would like to say that I'm surprised to see you, but we all know that your curiosity will be your ruin.
I don't
That
understand.
sounds ominous.
These people need care. You keep them in this terrible place as if...
Go back upstairs where your patients are waiting for you to treat them. As for you, gentlemen, do not disappoint me anymore. No one enters or leaves.
Yes, Doctor.
Damn it. I'll have to find a way of getting rid of those two myself.
I told you not to let her come down.
The machine is working again, but the control wheels haven't been put back on.
I was just going to the storage room. I can bring them to you.
No, Dr. Fuller doesn't want us touching the pressure valves.
As you want. I'm gonna see if there are sleeping pills left.
Good God. What could this machine be used for?
According to record, the patient seems to be suffering from psychosis. He gouges his own eyes out in an attack of delirium. Ow.
This machine seems to consume a great deal of electricity. What will happen if I increase the current to the limit? The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs? Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine?
Well. What? Just... Huh? Something going on? It's going weird. We entered this thing and then all of a sudden my vision got all... Yeah.
Vats of rotten flesh? An elaborate electrical system? Like a dumb pulp novel.
I agree.
What's the connection between this meat and the electrical installation? Worse and worse.
Alright, so we got going on here. We got 4 points available. Let's come back when I have 6 points. Alright.
Have I activated anything? It's an ammeter. I didn't expect to see one on this little rock. I can still increase the load.
Huh.
Sarah Hawkins. She was a patient here.
Sarah Hawkins was interned at Riverside for a fit of insanity before her death. She wasn't at her first attempt with the fire at the mansion. What? Alright, so kind of weird that happens every time I get in one of those things.
Dementia? Self-inflicted wounds?
Heard that Irene Sanders' wife, Frances Sanders, had her husband interned after he had shown grave signs of madness. Well, doesn't sound good.
Anatomy, anthropology, nothing surprising.
Everything is surprising in this situation. Anyway. Seems
It's
kind of
done.
weird that would be out here.
Now
but
for the others.
What do I know?
They must know that it is not good.
One, two, three, four, five, six.
What is welling up inside me? I feel it in my head and in my body. Oh, it swells. It has strength of oceans. Its waves rise, crash, leaving behind the lonely trail of white nourished
What carnage?
I'll go take a look. I saw something over there.
Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push.
I think we got a walker. Hey!
Oh boy. Oh boy.
There.
Oh god. What just happened? Alright. The guy just glitched through a wall. Nope, not yet. Soon, I suspect.
One, two, three, four, five, six.
what is welling up inside me? I feel it in my head.
What carnage? Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push.
Yep. Let's go push it.
If I walk,
Get me out! Don't let me sleep in here.
Catch me. If he does not catch me, I do not sleep. If I do not sleep, I do not hear him. He does not call me. He does not call me. He calls me.
Wait a minute.
I can still increase the load. It's locked.
Of course it is.
The green gas leaves from here, and it runs through the whole building.
Dr. Fuller, I prepared your machine as best I can. However, the piping has been damaged, and I fear that gas is escaping. I cannot do any more in such a short time. All I can do is warn you. The equipment is put under too much pressure. There is a risk of an explosion.
It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hands. The duct. This valve controls the pressure. The control wheel is missing.
Of course it is.
This padlock is too complicated for me. It's no use. The padlock won't give.
God damn it. Note to staff, last week's incident caused sufficient damage to the infrastructure, putting a stop to current experiments. So from now on, wheels operate the gas stockpiles must be kept in the storage room. After each use, moreover, you must keep the register used up to date. Dr. Fuller, awesome. Oh.
I could use this control wheel to turn the valve I saw.
Gradual practice of bleeding is still just today. The book explains them in detail, the different methods as well as instruments required. The method used outdated and very effective, and it seems to be hoped that the research works purely for historical purposes. Alright.
This way.
Oh shit! Oh god, he's gonna get me! He's gonna get me!
Hey!
Maybe if I hide in here, they won't be able to see me.
Is there anybody around here?
No, go away.
Anybody around here? Saw something over there. Come on, show yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They totally are.
Locked. Exactly what I need.
Huh. There we go.
All the levers are activated. The door is blocked on the other side.
I don't think it is. I can do that. Because I need to do the thing first.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
So I guess I tried to pick it and failed.
Now for the next step.
Maybe I can knock him out, put him in the chair, throw the switch, see what happens. That'd be cool.
That should draw the attention of the guards. I should hide.
So was that an either-or type situation?
This lever must turn on the gas machine.
Can I turn it on now, or what? Guess I can't do that because I did the thing with the electrics. I guess that's the mechanic going on.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. or you'll end up the same way.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me?
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding.
Alright.
You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
Take your word for it.
In her office, I saw signs of a ritual, perhaps an invocation. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not an invocation, but a revocation.
Yeah.
But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. Don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me.
Alright.
No!
Sanders!
Alright.
What hell? I gotta... Okay. This is insane. What killed him?
Okay, now I got the evil gas inside me. That's why I wanted to blow it up.
Damn! The gas!
Yep.
Oh. My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Alright. Pierce woke up in an asylum. Installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute, he met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley who helped him escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders before dying in full view of the detective. He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torment. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decided to use Hawkins' mansion as a hideout. Alright. Yep. Yes. Certainly tentacles and it looks like an eye.
Who goes there?
Nobody, apparently.
That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Yeah, probably.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Alright.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce.
Something
How
like
do you
that.
feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
What? I don't know what that means.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the Force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look
No,
like
not
you
really.
saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us, what happened?
Well,
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
alright.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that
I don't understand.
that's what
I have a...
you with...
I'd remember...
Why would he
That's possible.
Seems hard...
Alright.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital, and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Alright.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense.
I don't know who
A
this one
powerful
is.
family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
I don't know.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Huh.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
Probably
I
not.
know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain.
Well, he started levitating.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders
and then his
died.
legs broke or something. And then he flew around the room, then his head broke.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here?
Clearly.
This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow.
This will affect my
Perhaps
destiny.
I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Alright, now can I check upstairs? No, that's leaving. I don't want to leave just yet. It's also leaving. Right. Pierce, Golden, and Bradley decide to team up to solve Sarah Hawkins' case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, art collection friend of painter, died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may.
Awesome.
However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well. Look who's here.
Hi. You again.
You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
Not really.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
Suspicious.
This way, Mr. Pierce.
Looks like she's going to be off destroying
And do
evidence.
make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings.
Well, I mean...
Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You,
Really?
on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
I expected to find you more grief-stricken than this by the death of your husband.
I do not like the tone of your allusion, sir. I had long months to weep every tear in my body, and to accept, if not my fate, at least that of my husband. And so I'm sorry to disappoint you if you're expecting more hysteria and grieving widow in my voice. Rest assured, however, my anger is real. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Honestly, I don't even know why I'm here. Alright,
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long. Did she really care for him, after all?
I acknowledge receipt of your letter in which you demanded the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to the return of his body to you at the moment of his interment. You signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. Ah! Thomas! Once again! Once again! What did I say?
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Already? Okay. What am I doing now? I mean, you can't just come into someone's house and start reconstructing a crime scene, buddy.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists. A house of artists. A house of artists.
Okay.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Oh. Maybe she too had dreams of a giant tentacles with an eye, staring bravely, unblinkingly into the void.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Possibly. Makes sense to me.
She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
It's evil.
Ah!
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Whoa!
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or
Well,
was he seeking to acquire?
I was just messing around with that. An art and mysticism, forgotten objects in the collection by Francis Sanders. It is a catalog of categorized objects from all ages and all origins that link to cult or mystical practices. Ooh. It's open to a page of daggers that bears a symbol that is unknown to me. Yeah, that. How do you know that's a dagger?
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Alright. Student book form, although the observation relevant, they are lack the expertise experienced physician. However, the questions asked allow us to imagine new ways of exploring human anatomy. All right.
A strange Amerindian pendant. An old diary.
Boyan spends some time on the Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expressed her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, begin to speak of their visions of messengers sent by God. She is scared, and they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. All right.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
I beg you, give up all hope of ever owning this cursed painting. If your friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of the guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler, your friend Sarah Hawkins. Well,
I could use one of those.
The Whale and the Cod. Brief History of the Darkwater Island by Irwin Greenmouth. It is focused on the past glory of Ireland. Awesome. Sure, let's read the book. It's kind of encyclopedia of monsters and unknown creatures, I'm beginning to believe they exist. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alright. Awesome. Hey,
That's
you done
twice
burning
you've stepped
things?
on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
I found this drawing of a dagger. Did you come across anything like it in your reading?
Perhaps. I saw several daggers in the ledgers. I could always check. What I didn't find, however, was the slightest reason why I should help you, Detective.
I don't need your services. I can manage all on my own, thanks.
Do it then.
Just asking a question. No need to get snippy at me. Jeez. Glowy tablets. Looks like some kind of root vegetable. Jug. Dingus. And a cool looking mask. Some coins. A telescope, and it looks like a Klingon honor dagger. Alright.
The public entrance to the gallery.
Meteorite, another dagger, and a pot. The same pot. So those things earlier. A bug. Cat o' nine tails and a bug. Great.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
I don't know. Because they're cool. More tablets and a... looks like another root vegetable. Alright.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Well, what can I say? Rich people are eccentric. You know, this painting would be weird because it looks like it's got some screamy faces at each other. But then we got this right here in the middle here, or kind of in the middle. Kind of looks like a little smiley face with an eyeball, and his leg hanging off, and his arm over there. Well, what's that all about? Oh, sweet. Thought I wouldn't see you. Far from possessing the talents, Sarah Hawkins Sanders drew a dagger with the tortured form down the smallest detail. The guard carries a strange, esoteric symbol, reoccurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. I mean, I guess. Oh, I've looked at it. Now I'm cursed. Oh boy, that's not good. Yeah, that's what I keep saying, but they keep telling me it's a dagger. Thank God this thing has no peripheral vision, apparently. But no, that's not a deep one. Trust me, you'd know a deep one if you saw it.
What
Well,
the hell was that?
I guess not. Well, I wouldn't say it's a crawler. If anything, I'd probably say it's a shambler, you know, like the name of the painting that it came out of. Yeah, you remember the deep ones? Remember, you were there, you were on a boat, and there were pirates, and then you got thrown off the boat, and then you were underwater, and one of you were like, oh my god, fish frogs! And they're like, there's no such thing as fish frogs, and you washed up on the island, you killed the pirates, and you explored the island, and you find an altar to a long-forgotten god, and there were a bunch of the fish frogs around there, then you killed them, and then you killed the long-forgotten god.
I can't even touch it.
Why not? That don't sound good.
Damn.
Alright. Well, I'm dead. Right. Alright, yes, we've seen this before.
What the hell was that?
Oh god. You see me? You see me? Oh god. Yeah. Dang it. Maybe I should have brought a gun.
What the hell was that? Damn. This dagger looks different. I can't even touch it.
Right. That's the dagger, isn't it? Yep. Okay.
What the hell was that?
Okay, because... Alright, clues. Is that not the dagger that I'm grabbing? I think that's the dagger that I'm grabbing. Two twisty things. Ding. See me. He doesn't see me. I'm not here. Go away. I'm not here. Just go away.
This dagger looks different.
Why, maybe stab the painting with it. Aha! He looks pissed. Dagger. There we go. There we go.
What's the matter with you?
A lot. An evil demon came out of the painting and I had to stab it with the dagger. And then it flew into the painting, and then I started turning into ink or something.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Yes, you did. You missed the demon coming out of the painting.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You're just patronizing me.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it.
Awesome.
From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
Cool.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Alright. Alrighty then. Not sure what that whole thing was about, but whatever. What do I know? The Nameless Bookstore. Well, this sounds like a nice place. Chandler turned out to be much more than an artwork painting by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold by by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decided to pay the library a visit. I would too. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Where's the bookseller?
Yeah. Gonna guess. It says there's blood on the door. Probably hurt.
An old diary.
Diary of the Pastor's Wife, Volume 4. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to the voices in his head because it holds the truth. Yeah. Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wycliffe settled in the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of sea. Later it was because of the particular color of rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors that disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Precise and illustrated with much detail, as the first volume of this book focused on the healing surgery specific to the malformities and motion disorders. Yay. Do this. Century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak, the rest of the world, the whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up until then, the region was favored refuge for... I don't know what that word is. Crustaceans? Crustaceans? Is that what a crustacean is? Is that how you spell crustacean? Yeah. In 1847, after a month of pursuit, Scylla returned to the port. A gigantic creature on board. Its crew assessed the sea monster had eaten all the disappearing whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. That is what crustaceans? Huh. Isn't this like a Harry Potter cup? I feel like I've seen this cup in Harry Potter before. Hey, that's right. I have a lantern. There we go.
What happened here?
Well, murder, I'd say.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
here.
Blood. Seems like amateur work. To whom does this footprint belong? This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What happened that made the burglar flee before? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What the... Charles Hawkins?
How'd you figure it was Alright, whatever.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
All the power.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Right.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
The key that bears the eldered sign is the only one able to protect my psyche. It is from a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of the heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and branch, whose purposes is to push back the forces of the great old ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from the last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. Its press cutting the vedette mentioning the misdemeanor. The date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. Last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. Trips to Cairo. Alright. Seems a bit weird to me, but whatever. Remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Apparently. You know, the cops are going to find me and arrest me and find me with all these goddamn sleeping pills on me. Least can be said about this book is that the title is well conceived. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods present are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I better not touch it.
Large dog doesn't know what it represents, but I might find out more by searching the bookstore. Probably.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Somebody finds these memories, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this place of reality in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still in this world. The following message is capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possessions. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered as if it, even as the author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, deepest by preferences for organized chaos, I must admit that the reason usually prevails in the end. By chance, a person, or should I say genius, who was to match my intellect to find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. There we go. There we go. We got a Miskatonic. We got Miskatonic, everybody. Woo! I brought some confetti. Yay! Contents of the safe is not only vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. That you'll be able to appreciate in the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly in an event. I will neither be there to guide you nor suffer from your actions. Right, so cylinders. Okay, I gotta find cylinders. Oh boy. Alright.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Things that should not be. A collection of essays, American folklore and urban legends. Albert Withmith, professor of Miskatonic University. The volume is part Arkham anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on the esotericism and the supernatural. Alright. Alright.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Ancient Frisian manuscript? Probably a lot, to be honest with you. Text claims that in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people, and moreover that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language. The volume is part of the Arkham anthology and a luxurious collection of treatises and works on the esoteric and supernatural.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Collection of texts on different beliefs was written. Translation of the Emerald Table and popular text among 16th century alchemists.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Was it the distant past, Europe controlled by the mothers of this people, blah, 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 blah.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Opera in 8X by Benuvio Chiti Borgia. The infamous lyrical work published in 1763 said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in the audience riots that left several dead and missing. This volume was part of the Arkham anthology. Oh, this must be what was it? The Play for the King in Yellow, I want to say, or something like that.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Re-edition of Claudia D. Wales based on L.W. Lawrence original. Written by the legendary King Solomon, it contains various rituals and invocations. All right.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Esoteric Philosophy and Key Text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement. Written by Helen Petrov Blavatsky. All right. Well. That was a trip down memory lane. I don't even remember what I was doing anymore. Beverly Medicine. Infuse back as possible for a single practitioner to know all the medicine knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting this together collection. Awesome. Awesome. More medicine. Yay, my medicine is 3. Probably should increase my spot hidden and my strength, but whatever.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Alright. Written writing are the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helen Blavatsky. At the end of the 19th century, the creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensive on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. The book discovered in the nameless bookstore in the dark water could have much a fake as irrefutable proof that Blavatsky's insincerity. I mean, I guess.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Read the
book. What
book.
does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Collection of catalogs and classified creatures that I have never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work on the beast's theory of mythology without giving details on the mythology to which it references. The pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. Phantasmagoria, you say? A puzzle of flesh?
Things are not looking good.
I mean... Well, considering this chess game is already over... Alright.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
I mean...
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Oh. That's... Okay. It's a weird thing for somebody to say. Alright.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other...
The Chalice of Knowledge.
The chalice from the palace has the brew that is true. Goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do rubies and sapphires make up a specific moffat?
Horrors seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Wait.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Alright.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Henry.
6,
And
4,
I
9.
do confess it. I
Maybe?
am willing to pay to know its secret.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was taught. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Okay, so there's volume 9. Nightmare Alex collection falls adjusted. All right. It's got a 9 on it. It's supposed to be 3. 3, all right.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
There's only 5. All right. Let's try 539. I think that's what it is. I'm just being a dumb. And hitting the wrong button as well. All right. Well, that's good to know. Klaatu, Verada, necktie. Well, that's not good. I'm thinking you should close the book now. All right. The bookstore Pierce traced the trail of the attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins had been behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find it was the ladder, and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lies inside. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? He should have said the magic words before he took the Necronomicon. Irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another's body. Yeah, he should have said the magic words, then he'd be fine. Nope. Now we're going to have deadites attacking the castle.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
Not really.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Just give him an enema.
But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. "30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia.
That's not good.
Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
That doesn't sound good.
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
I agree.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What
That's
about
not
his
good.
cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
It doesn't. Maybe he is.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
I mean, we are
This
in Call
poor
of Cthulhu.
man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient? They're alive, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning.
Yeah, I think my
Dr.
internet,
Fuller is this
completely blinked
institution's
out.
founder, and one of
what
our
you missed
profession's
was they were just
most
talking back and
influential
forth
voices.
about how this
My
guy
word
is
of no weight
not right,
against
and he's
his.
like, "Oh, don't worry about it."
If
And
I
she's like,
continue to protest,
"No, I'm going to worry about it."
I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
I disapprove of Fuller's methods, but his treatments have saved more lives than I can count.
And Mr. Blake? You said yourself he was dying.
I don't know what to think for now. What I'm sure of is that Fuller is hiding something from us. And I need to know what that is before I take a chance exposing him.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
Doctor, please. My chest.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation.
What?
Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
There were a lot of words that she just said there, and I don't think I understand any of them.
Hay fever? What's he doing here? He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yeah.
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What
did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
Alright.
Mrs. Sanders? Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
File describes the state in which Irene Sanders entered the Riverside Institute as well as the treatment administrator Fuller. Added a handwritten note. He recommends to take her down to the psychiatric wing in order to provide her with the quiet rest she needs. Alright.
What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. Intoxication from breathing organic vapors. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing.
Why?
We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination.
What?
He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight, and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man. Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I'm sorry. Dr. Fuller is a very busy man.
Well, is there anyone else who can tell us what's going on?
She's our only family, you know? And we can't even see her medical file.
Don't worry. I'm aware our institution is not always welcoming. But your mother is in good hands. I'll tend to her myself, and keep you informed at once. Would that suit you?
Well, that sure sounds great to us, Doctor. Thank you.
But those are just words, so we're not budging.
Very well. At least I'll know where to find you.
So is that this lady over here, then?
Ah, so there's Harding. She's still sleeping. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Alright. Nothing else I can do here, so I guess I'll go back and tell them that.
So, Doctor, have you been able to examine our mother?
I've tended to her, and I have good news. Her blood analysis is reassuring. Her kidneys are as new.
Are you talking about the same person? This is miraculous.
She's still recovering, but you may speak to her upon her awakening.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor.
Oh.
We'll wait for her to wake up. We've been here since this morning, so it won't make a difference.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Yummy!
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Interesting book aimed at a wide public demonstration upon how non-recognized sciences have influenced modern medicine. Magnetism. Grandmother secrets, Chinese, acupuncture, hypnosis, herbal medicine, alchemy, and many other have contributed to the certain extent in the enrichment of medicine at the beginning of the century.
Listen to the way you talk. You naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing.
Dr. Colden, do you want something?
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Respect to standard practice. Uh-oh.
Thank you for your help, Doctor.
Thank you.
What?
I'll be going.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
Alright.
I don't have any business in the boiler room.
Yet. The pseudoscientific work by Cesar Lombroso correlates to the individual's morphology and the criminology predispositions. The seriousness of this study is the accuracy of the demonstrations can deceive an uninformed reader. What?
You're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Why?
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment. We've been waiting to be restored for weeks.
It sounds like that bitch keeps denying it. Maybe we should go talk to her. Take her out back and work her over with a 2x4, you know what I'm saying? Maybe then we can get some goddamn medicine in this place.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair. Everybody says it.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Alright.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Dictionary. This work references in alphabetical order all the medicine sciences known to the practice in the modern Europe. For each of their entities, the major works and the names of the reference authorities are listed. Cool.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
Exactly where it looks like I'm going.
Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
The door to the boiler room is locked. Where did I see that key? Ah, yes. The operating room is never accessible after an operation. The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
But plenty of tools right here. You grab one of them. Okay, fine, whatever.
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
The janitor to do it. Maybe I can get the janitor to do it. Hey. All right.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion. It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
Probably a good idea.
Last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
Dr. Fuller, 1849.
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
Oh god, one of these.
I've unlocked something. Patient files.
So there was heading to the force office. This record hits passer about what's Sarah Hawkins.
I was right.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Yep. Doing it to everybody. Even you.
Irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Interesting.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
That was weird.
I must go back to the basement.
Can I put the thing back, though? I think I should put the thing back. Whatever. Well, I guess that's going to bring us to time today. Thank you so much for stopping in, and next week we'll find out what's in this evil basement, as if we didn't know because we were already there as a patient or something. I don't know. You figure it out. Till next time, everybody.